Today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite breakfast recipes that I got from the Angels and Friends cookbook. The first edition was first printed back in 1981, and I'm sure a lot of Mahoning Valley kitchens have this recipe book. Tens of thousands of copies of this first edition have been printed. I received mine when I moved to Portland, Oregon back in '85. It must have been an Easter gift because I still have the inscription from my mom. Here's to becoming a great cook. Love, Mom. And I love this book. A lot of easy recipes, and then there's a lot of ethnic recipes. Greek, Italian, Slovak, Polish, and it really is a wonderful source for beginning cooks. What I'm going to show you today, though, is the complete breakfast recipe. And I've tweaked it a bit to make it Casey's complete breakfast, and the ingredients are very simple. I'm going to use 2 cheeses, a sharp cheddar and Swiss, some savory pork sausage, milk, eggs, dry mustard, cayenne, some corn flakes for the topping, and then just regular white bread that we've buttered. I'm going to assemble this shortly, but first we're going to get this sausage browned. I'm browning about a pound of sausage before I'm going to add it to the complete breakfast. Break it up and make sure it's thoroughly cooked through and there's no pink showing. And then we'll drain off the grease and we'll assemble the complete breakfast. Let's begin assembling the dish. This is so great. You can assemble everything the night before. It should sit overnight. And then the next morning you have this for company. Great for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, when people are staying overnight. First, we're going to spray this with a non-stick spray, and then we're going to put the bread in, all right? So we've buttered it, and we're gonna remove the crusts and put it buttered side down in the pan until it's totally covered. So now the bottom layer of the pan is the bread, and it's buttered side down, and you can see it totally covers the bottom of the pan. I like a mixture of Swiss and sharp cheddar. So the first layer will be all this cheese, and we'll evenly distribute it over the sliced bread. After the cheese, what we're going to do now is add the cooled sausage. And it breaks up into nice pieces. And you just spread it evenly over the cheese layer. Now it's time to assemble the milk, eggs, and spices. So it's 2½ cups of milk. And if you want to go low on calories, use a skim, use a 1%, 4 eggs, and then a teaspoon of dry mustard, and because I like a little kick, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So now we'll whisk this all together before adding it to our bread, sausage, and cheese. So now the milk, eggs, and spices have all been whisked together, and you simply pour it over all the ingredients you've added so far. And you can hear it absorbing into the bread. Look at all the bubbles. The last layer will be the cornflakes. And all we're going to do is simply cover the entire dish with cornflakes. It's about a cup, cup and a half. And make sure it's evenly distributed. Now the original recipe called for bacon fat or for butter to help crisp it up. It really doesn't even need anything because once you put it in the oven the next morning, it bakes up pretty nicely. But what I like to do, I use the I can't believe it's not butter, and I just do a couple squirts, and that'll freshen it up before you put it in the oven. So you'll cover this, keep this in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next morning, 350 degrees for 45 minutes, and you'll have Casey's complete breakfast. Well, it's been about 45 minutes, and the kitchen smells heavenly. It's ready. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful this is. Casey's complete breakfast. Everything you need. Let's take it out, and we'll let it rest for about 15 minutes before we serve. This is one of Ken's favorite dishes, so let's give it a try. We let it rest for about 15 minutes, and I know you are going to want a big slice of this, Ken.
Always.
It looks like it's set pretty nicely here. And then you just serve it.
Looks good.
Now, I like things a little spicier, and so does Ken. So we like it with a little salsa on the side.
Sounds good.
And I think I'm gonna get a little slice here for myself.
How's that?
It's good. I'm dying to try this. It smells wonderful. Now, really, the variations are whatever your tastes are. If you want it meatless, you can do that with more cheese. Ham works really nice. Canadian bacon, regular bacon, or turkey sausage, chicken sausage, whatever you'd like. But look how nicely it sets up. This is perfect for breakfast. It's so really nice when you have company. And when you don't have company and just want something special, because it really sits nice and reheats. If you have extra left over, you'll munch on it all day long. And I really want to thank Mrs. James Prosser from the Guild for the Angels for Easter seal. She is the one who donated the original recipe called the Complete Breakfast, but I've tweaked it and now it's Casey's Complete Breakfast, and you can find the recipe online at metrohomeplate.net.